Hey everybody, the Coop here. You're probably wondering which starting class should I pick for Lords of the Fallen 2023. And I'm glad to bring you the definitive answer for this. I have played the entire early game section, meaning the first 3 bosses with every single starter class, and I have very clear and definitive answers for this. And then I'm going to give some side recommendations as well. The 3 best classes to choose from are the Warwolf, the Orien Preacher, and the Pyrrhic Cultist. You can basically choose between Hollow Knight and Warwolf, but I just found a lot more success with Warwolf. There is a weapon that you get fairly early in the game that requires 28 strength to use. It's this hammer here, and it is just so good and carried me through a large part of the game. This weapon alone, and there are also some very strong strength weapons that come later, which I'm not going to spoil in this video. I am going to make a strength build video coming up very soon. So for those reasons, like, Warwolf just feels good in the early game and will get you running off the ground. A quick reminder when we're talking about starting classes is these are just starting classes. This is a fully customizable RPG, so you can decide exactly how you want to play, how you want to customize things. The second one is the Orien Preacher. The Orien Preacher is good for a lot of the reasons that Warwolf is good. The starting weapon is really good. It starts off with some good weapons and spells, and you're able to get the Holy Weapon buff very, very early. The first boss weapon is also a very, very strong weapon for this class. And so there's just a lot of early game power behind this class, which will carry you through that kind of initial learning curve of the game. And the third one, and kind of my, more like a best mentions class, is the Pyrrhic Cultist. I just had a lot of fun with this class. It felt very stylish, very interesting. And again, without getting into too many spoilers, there are some really fun weapons that reward you for doing this build later on. And some very fun pyromancies to use as well. Again, I can't really get into that too much without going into spoilers, but I just really loved how my character evolved. You get access early to these axes, which scale off of the Inferno stat, so you're able to just basically level up Inferno just by itself and still get rewarded with good damage on your melee attacks. The one other starting class recommendation that I would have is the Exiled Stalker. If you are a dedicated Dex player, especially if you're someone who really likes the aesthetics of, say, the Blackfeather Ranger, I still highly recommend doing Exiled Stalker over Blackfeather Ranger, as it just has a much better stat line for a pure Dex character. So if that's, and you're able to buy everyone's starting gear from merchants that you'll find in the hub world. So don't worry about if like starting fashion is a concern for you. Don't worry about that. You'll be able to buy that elsewhere. And yeah, okay, there you go. Those are my starting class recommendations. Obviously, again, these are just like starting classes. You can customize things as you want. I'm going to be making a few different build guides over the next week as I kind of clear the game and do more PvP and co-op with these builds. But yeah, I can strongly suggest both, like all 3 of these starting classes with high levels of confidence. But I definitely still think that the number one is Warwolf. If you pick Warwolf, you're just going to have a really solid time. There's a lot of good middle and early game weapons for you, and it's just a very straightforward play style. You don't need to mess too much with ranged combat. But yeah, there we go. That's my recommendations. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Consider hitting like and subscribe on the video and the channel. It really helps the growth, and I'll see you guys later.